And just like that, the weekend's over, and we're back here. We're back here.
Right.
But we're enjoying ourselves.
But that's the thing. That's what we're trying to ease you into your Monday, and this is the way to do it, because we're talking about really great stuff. But speaking of, first of all, how was your weekend?
It was relaxing for the most part. Yeah, I went to Tucson Comic-Con on Saturday.
That's right.
Huge event. We had them on the show several times to talk about it, and it really was amazing. It didn't disappoint. So here was our little K-Gun and CW booth there. You see Rogelio Mares and Chandrea Thomas, and we just greeted a bunch of people. Of course, the costumes were outrageous. There were some movie quality ones, some stuff that I will never unsee. Certainly was
That's
there.
a way to describe it. It's like a feast for the eyes with all the costumes.
Yeah, in some ways. Some people's. I appreciate the spirit.
Well, that was a very productive day for you.
It was.
You should have dressed up. You got to get into the whole thing. I mean, well, the Halloween thing, I don't know. People are like, that's not really a character.
I'm kind of over it for now. Halloween's over, but you could reuse your costume. If you did Halloween, you could go reuse it at Comic-Con. So good time there.
Speaking of weekends, I don't know if you're a fan of this. I am. If I had the option to do it, I would do it. 3-day weekend. So they did this experiment. This was in Japan, and they say it raised productivity by 40%. Absolutely, I see that happening. Don't you?
3-day weekends, which means a 4-day week, and you have to work, I think, longer hours to kind of make up know, what you're not doing on that extra day. But then I think Matt Sterner, our producer, said this earlier, you're kind of in the zone as it is during the day. So if you just get it all done, then you have that extra day to do something.
But don't you have that extra carrot? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, and you're already there anyway. So if you can just push through and you get used to it, I think everybody would be happy. I think that people value, at least for me, time with my family is the most important thing. So I would work harder if that were the case. If you had the option, I think you should have the option.
I agree. So this is Microsoft in Japan, and it's not a full-time thing. I think they're going to kind of bring it back seasonally, but I think other companies should adopt it. Certainly here. Kind of hard for us because we have to be on TV each day.
We would work so much harder and be so much better.
Are you listening, Kara? Anyway, so let's talk about a 1-ton boulder now that made a disappearance. That doesn't really make sense. It disappeared. Someone disappeared it, and then it came back.
It's just as weird as the fact of a boulder disappearing, right? So first of all, what are you doing? Who needs a boulder? Like if something's missing in your life, you think you're really going to fill it with a rock, like a 1-ton rock?
That's a big hole in your heart to fill with a 1-ton rock.
Right. You need to call somebody. You don't need to get a giant pickup truck to haul something away.
So it's called Wizard Rock in Prescott National Forest. They're considering moving it somewhere else where people can see it and nobody can steal it. And they were trying to figure out how this person did it. Apparently, all you need is a backhoe.
That's all you need.
That's all you need is a backhoe.
Got one in my purse right now. You never know when it's going to be handy to pull a boulder.
You want to leave them with the balloons?
Yeah. Are you Thanksgiving Day Parade person?
I love it. Yeah.
Just to have this on in the background makes me happy. Even if you're not looking at every single balloon, just to hear people excited about kicking off the holidays. So yeah, they did this test drive. Perfectly good conditions to get the balloons in the air. There's SpongeBob.
SpongeBob and Gary. SpongeBob's been all the craze these days.
I've never seen that show before.
I love that show.
You do?
Yeah,
Isn't it an adult show?
No, it's for kids.
That's what.
But I love it. I admit it.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll be talking about the answer to getting rid of your unwanted weight. It's actually a lot easier than you might think, and we'll talk to 2 local doctors about how they could help you.
And also coming up, why many of your kitchen gadgets may not really belong in the kitchen. Case for Causes is here to explain and also bake a little bit. We'll be right back.
Turn your struggle into success. Weight loss just doesn't have to be an impossible task.
That's right. 2 local doctors who have helped people's lives are both here today. Dr. Amanda Bacchus-Morris and Dr. Gerald Morris. Great to have you back.
Thank you.
Nice
Thank you for having us
again. I want to talk about the method in terms of weight loss in just a few minutes, but let's start off and talk about AMG Medical and what you do for people who aren't familiar with your practice.
All right. Once again, thank you guys for having us back. AMG Medical is a primary care facility that my wife and I run, Dr. Bacchus. We run together. And we are patient-centered, patient-focused. We believe in more of a team approach to health. So we're not one to just prescribe and say, just take this and you'll be fine. We want people to be engaged in their healthcare because you get the best results that way. When you understand what we're doing in terms of the plan, we get better results.
Yeah, and you get more motivated, I would think, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you involve the patient.
Yes.
And I think
Yes.
that you would say it's the future of medicine, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
And you get involved with the community in so many different ways, one of which is the Women's Expo, right? So let's talk about what people can see out there when they go visit you.
So the Women's Expo is going to be this week. It's actually going to be on November 7th, 6 p.m. at the Aloft Hotel. And that's where we're going to be unveiling a lot of new things that we're going to be offering at the practice.
Yeah. We'll be talking about the sculpture that we did talk about in the last segment. That's the warm sculpting that creates permanent fat destruction and sculpting of the various body parts, including the chin or the submental area, and a whole new set of new treatments that we'll be offering. Just promoting now, yes.
Everybody's heard of cool sculpting. I had never heard of warm sculpting. You mentioned that last
Yeah.
time.
Yes.
So talk about the difference.
Okay, so the warm sculpting is using warm energy that heats up the fat cells under the skin, that's what it targets, and creates destruction of the fat cells. You need 2 treatments, about 4 to 6 weeks apart, and it creates up to 24% of fat destruction in one area with those 2 treatments. So it's very exciting.
It is exciting, and I mean, a lot of people have those stubborn areas of
Yes.
fat. Right? Even
Absolutely.
if you're dieting, even if you're working out, there's always going to be maybe those little pockets that you just can't seem to bust, and so this kind of can gap that for people, right?
Oh yeah, it can. I mean, and for those who are, have the genes where, my mom had these, so I have these too. This is where this will come into play. So being physically fit, staying active will also help give you the results you need.
And what are some of the reactions you get from people who see the results?
Oh, well, the few clients we've had, they love it. They love especially the submental, the one for the chin. They get rid of the quote-unquote double chin. So they like the profile that they get in their pictures now.
Yeah.
So
It makes you look so
It
much
sculpts.
younger.
It does.
It's pretty drastic.
Yeah, it
It
sculpts
does.
the whole
It does.
face.
Yeah.
It actually makes you look younger as well.
And it's so much less invasive than other ways
Absolutely.
of treating that area, right?
Absolutely.
We've seen injections of different
Yes.
types, which take a lot maybe to cure, to heal back up. But this really, the downtime,
There's
I
no
imagine,
downtime
there is no
at
downtime.
all.
None.
At all. No downtime. Yeah,
Can
absolutely.
you talk about some of the new treatments that you'll be explaining at the expo?
Oh,
Or
absolutely.
is it a little bit of a surprise?
No,
Okay.
no. We'll give you a little teaser, and then you
Okay.
have to come out to find out more about it. So yes, we have new treatments that we'll be offering. New PRP treatments. PRP is platelet-rich plasma, and I'll talk about some of them. You probably heard about them. How we extract this PRP is actually from your own blood. So our clients will come in, we'll draw their blood, we'll spin it down a special way so that we extract the red blood cells from this liquid that looks like liquid gold is what we call it, rich in platelets, and it has lots of healing properties, anti-aging properties, and when applied or injected in specific areas. So we'll be talking about vampire facials, vampire facelift. The vampire facial is using microneedling in the face. Very tiny needles create little areas, and then we put that PRP plasma on. Helps to create healing, encourage collagen formation, youthful look, helps with the pigmented areas. The vampire facelift is using very specialized way of injecting fillers and PRP into different areas of the face to promote fullness, lifting. And we'll be talking about some sexual health treatments as well. The O-Shot, which is PRP injected into specific areas to help with libido, enhance intimacy, helps with urinary incontinence. So it's a very exciting one that I'm sure a lot of people have heard about and looking for. And there will also be coupling that with our radiofrequency treatment, which is a device that it's intravaginal, and it helps to warm up the area, increase collagen formation, all of the above as well.
Yeah, A to Z.
Lots of stuff.
Covered
You
here.
can change a life.
Yeah, we're going into the holidays, which
So much.
means
Yes.
that we need to start
Exactly.
thinking about these things because we'll be seeing our friends and our family. We want to feel and look our best. So we're going to
Yes.
point them your way. Thanks as always for being here. Nice to see you.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
The Women's Expo will be at the Aloft Hotel this Saturday. For more info on that event and other services, visit amgmedicaltucson.com or call 520-600-8558. Even if your child is not the victim of a bully, research finds that it's crucial to teach the importance of standing up for those who are bullied. Research scientist Jasmine Williams is here to talk about the power of comics when it comes to this. Nice to have you, Jasmine.
Hi, Alex. Thanks for having me.
So let's start by defining for those who may not know exactly what it means, because it can mean something to different people. What is bullying and what isn't it?
So bullying is when an individual intentionally causes harm to another, whether it be through physical aggression, verbal abuse, or emotional abuse. It's repeated over time, and there's typically a power imbalance between the person being bullied and the person doing the bullying. And so that distinguishes it from the scene of two kids getting in an argument on the playground and then getting into a physical fight. So bullying is really when it's repeated over time, meaning the person being bullied hasn't been able to make it stop, and there's a power imbalance between those two individuals.
Well, and sometimes it can be really hard to know that a child's being bullied if they don't outright open up about it, so it's important to get them talking about it. So let's talk about Captain Compassion and what that has to do with spreading this message.
Yeah, so Captain Compassion is our bullying prevention superhero, and she has a trusty sidekick, Kid Kinder. And so through a 5-part comic series, Captain Compassion helps parents and children start talking about bullying in a very engaging and approachable way. And so throughout the comic series, you'll find Captain Compassion helping children learn to recognize bullying when they see it, to use research-based strategies for standing up to bullying, including befriending and simply being kind to someone who is a target of bullying, to report to a trusted adult. And so what Captain Compassion does is just help start the difficult conversation in an approachable and engaging way.
That's excellent. Obviously, there's a lot to talk about when it comes to this. If parents want to learn more resources, and teachers do as well, to sort of get this rolled out and get the conversation started, where can they go?
You can visit captcompassion.org, so that's C-A-P-T, compassion.org, where you'll find video resources as well as our comic series featuring Captain Compassion and her trusty sidekick, Kid Kinder.
Very good. Jasmine Williams, thanks so much. Stay where you are. We'll be right back.
We all love tips, tricks, and hacks to make our lives easier. We have those for you today, including why you need a hanger in your kitchen.
We'll figure that out. Certified baker and expert Jeannie Traders here from Cakes for Causes to walk us through it. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you. Happy Monday.
Yes, happy
Glad
Monday.
to be back.
This is the happiness of Monday.
Okay. So I've got some unusual uses maybe for some of your kitchen things. I wanted to start with this because so many times nowadays people Google recipes.
Right.
And then you print off the papers and then you don't know what to do with it while you're making it. You just clip it to your regular clothes hanger, whoop, clip it on there, and then hang it from your knob of your kitchen cabinets. It's in view and it's off of your work surface, so it keeps it all cleared out of the way. And then I want to talk about the egg slicer. Everybody has seen egg slicers, but you can also use these to slice strawberries like we did here. Makes a wonderful strawberry slice. You just put it in. Slice anything soft. You can use it to slice mushrooms. You can use it to slice raw mozzarella, olives. When you go to the store, the pre-sliced ones are always more expensive per ounce than the whole olives. Go ahead and buy whole olives. Save yourself some time or some money and slice it on your egg slicer.
Okay, we'll use those for Thanksgiving.
Everybody has seen cheese graters. You can also use this to grate brown sugar. If you've got brown sugar that's been in your cabinet for a while, you got a hard rock. You throw it away. Don't throw it away. Just go ahead and grate it on your cheese grater and use it in your recipe.
Okay.
Another money saver. You also use this to grate butter. If you forget to take your butter out of the refrigerator in time to come to room temperature, just take the cold butter and grate it, and it comes up to room temperature a lot faster.
That's a great tip.
Right?
Yeah.
Then we've got these cupcake cores. These were donated to us by a wonderful cake supplier. We're very appreciative. We love donations. Keep our mission going. Of course, it's used to core cupcakes so that you take the center out and fill it. We thought, what other thing you can do with it? You can make cake push-ups. We layered cake and ice. I got pumpkin cake with maple cinnamon buttercream and a little toasted walnut, and the kids can do this. This is a fun way for kids to eat cake. I just have them in a regular shelf expansion, just a wire shelf, common everyday shelf thing is a neat way to display that. And then as you eat it, you just push it up.
Oh my gosh, that's
and eat
so
it.
cool. Yeah, you can get a close up on
Right?
that. That looks like you see the layers, the buttercream,
You see the
cake,
layers, and it's a fun way for the kids, and the kids can make them too. Vegetable peelers are a great way to get chocolate curls. I'd put on the muffins here. You just run it across, and you can get. Look at that, he's a natural.
I know.
And
Well,
you
I've been
look like an
practicing
beautiful-
all day.
It has to be a soft chocolate bar. Hershey's makes a really nice soft chocolate bar, and it works great for chocolate curls.
I love that because you can look like a professional.
Exactly.
Just like
And
using
all it is
something
a
like
vegetable
that.
peeler.
I love this.
Right?
What are some of your favorites that you like to do? So
Well,
you've got the kiwi too here. You can do
the
so
kiwi,
you can put that
the
on the top of a cake maybe.
Exactly, and the vegetable peeler is a great way to take the skin off of a kiwi. It's a very delicate fruit and has a very thin skin. And sometimes you use the paring knife, you get too much of the fruit. So use a vegetable peeler to peel your kiwi. Also for your mango, those tough skins on mangoes, a vegetable peeler is good for that as well. Squirt bottles are handy.
Is that enough?
You know, you have to know when to
I
stop.
think we've got
I didn't realize. I got
Chocolate
a little carried
girls.
away. And there's some great events coming up too, which we'll tell them about here. But as always, thanks for the great spread and the great tips.
Thank you.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, you too.
Get
Great
in the
job.
kitchen with your family. On November 14th, Cakes for Causes is holding a sugar cookie decorating and wine class. For more information on that, you can check out cakesforcauses.org or call them at 520-303-7893.
And they beautify our backyards and give our homes the ultimate curb appeal. We'll give you a sneak peek of the latest Absolutely Arizona Harlow Gardens.
But first, we have our trivia question of the day brought to you by Results Pest and Termite. Which president is believed to be the first to pardon a turkey and start the annual tradition? Was it A, Lincoln, B, Roosevelt, C, Reagan, or D, Obama? We'll have the answer right after the break.
Okay, let's get you the answer to the trivia question of the day brought to you by Results Pest and Termite. Which president is believed to have been the first to pardon a turkey and start the annual tradition? Was it Lincoln, Roosevelt, Reagan, or Obama? Well, the answer is C. In 1987, President Ronald Reagan pardoned a turkey named Charlie, starting the tradition. Whether you've been gardening for decades or you're a millennial who'd rather take care of a plant than a kid, you've probably been to Harlow Gardens, and Pat Paris highlights this nursery in this week's Absolutely Arizona. Nice to see you, Pat.
Great to see you, Alex. I love that line about a plant or over a kid. and that's what I found out, that the millennials love their houseplants and their succulents. That's what they really want, and that's a popular item, a couple of items at Harlow Gardens. Harlow Gardens, been around for 80 years. They're celebrating it this coming weekend.
Wow, just incredible. And a lot of tradition, a lot of different projects they've done around the city.
Sure,
too.
they have. They primarily began. It was John Harlow Sr. in 1939 came to Tucson from Duluth, Minnesota, escaped the cold weather, found that he could sell stuff year round here, and they started as a landscape architecture firm as well, and then they kind of blossomed into, pardon the pun, into this gardening center that we know now on Pima near Craycroft. I talked with, let's see, the two older brothers are twins, and then the one twin's son is also part of it. But I talked to Bill Harlow, and Bill Harlow explained they didn't have any desire really to take over their dad's business, but it just kind of was thrust upon them, and they accepted the challenge.
We all have backgrounds in business. That's what we were interested in, and I'm not sure any one of us ever thought that we were going to end up here. As I mentioned earlier, it wasn't like this was a business that was ready to feed more than one family.
Right.
And so we didn't study horticulture or landscape architecture, but then it all worked out.
It certainly did work out. You saw Bill there, John Jr. On the left side of the screen, and then Bill's son, John, in the middle. They three together kind of run the operation. And as I mentioned, the really big exciting thing for them coming up on Saturday at Harlow Gardens is they're going to have an 80th anniversary kind of spectacular. They're inviting any former customers, clients, current customers, obviously, and they're just going to celebrate 80 years of business in Tucson, which we all should celebrate 80 years of a business.
Yeah, 8 decades is unbelievable, and started humbly, right? From humble beginnings.
It really did. No money in his pocket for John Harlow. As I mentioned, he and his wife came down from Duluth, Minnesota, and they thought, okay, a lot of Minnesotans are coming here. Maybe we've got a built-in clientele, and it has worked out very well.
Certainly has, especially these days, as we mentioned, with plants being back in vogue.
Yep.
I, for one, can't keep a plant alive. Do you have a green thumb yourself?
No, it's kind of brownish green. Okay, but not great.
Well, mine's black. So
that's
everything
no good,
I try
Alex,
to keep
that's no
alive,
good.
except a dog. I can keep a dog alive, luckily.
Yes, you can. Henry's doing well.
Well, thank you. And thank you as always.
Always.
Nice to see you.
Okay.
And you can see the full Absolutely Arizona piece tonight at 6 p.m. on KGUN 9 on your side. And coming up, there have been new advancements in stroke treatment in Tucson, the surprising options and the truth about surviving it. The Morning Blend will be right back. Welcome back. Stroke is one of the leading causes of death and adult disability in our country. So how do we stack up here in Tucson? Well, Dr. Alexander Kuhn from Carondelet Health Network is here with the details. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thanks for having me, Alex.
Such an important topic because people, I don't think, realize the full scope of this or really what it means to have a stroke. So we're going to kind of break it down for people. But let's talk first how we stack up here in Tucson as compared to the rest of the country in terms of cost, in terms of incidences, et cetera.
Well, thanks for having me on here to talk about this very important subject. Stroke is something you can't avoid. It's number one. Risk factor for stroke is quite simply age, and it's something that all of us do, and the population continues to get older. And here in Tucson, as you know, we have a significant population of people that are older age. So it's something that's common. Between 800,000 and 1 million strokes happen in the United States of America. That makes it, as you said, one of the leading causes of death. And it's certainly far and away the leading cause of permanent disability for our citizens. And here in Tucson, we experience a lot of it too.
And it's misunderstood, right? I don't think people fully grasp what happens during a stroke. So break it down a little bit for us.
That's correct. So stroke can mean a lot of different things, but it generally means disruption of blood flow to the brain, which causes the neurons, the working parts of the brain, to either die or have malfunction from them. And this manifests itself in some very classic symptoms that can be seen and end up causing disabling. Stroke can be from blocking of an artery. Stroke can be from bleeding into the brain where arteries of the brain don't get blood flow. Those are the two main classes.
Got it. And I know we have some images too that sort of demonstrate a couple different types of stroke. Tell us what we're seeing here on the screen for people to know.
What we're seeing on this picture is a picture of a cerebral vessel or artery. And what you see is a chunk or clot sitting in that artery. And when that artery that leads to the brain is blocked, the brain is being starved of oxygen-carrying blood. And it doesn't take long for neurons to start dying. We typically use the expression that, every minute that the brain is starved of blood, millions of neurons die. So it makes it an immediate medical emergency.
And as far as symptoms of what we can expect, something that can mimic a stroke too, talk about what people might experience.
Well, the classic symptoms of stroke, we use a mnemonic called FAST, F-A-S-T, face, arm, speech, and time. And typically these are symptoms that start acutely, abruptly. Okay? They can affect your face with facial drooping. It can affect just your arm, and it can affect your speech. And typically I tell patients, you'll know you're having a stroke oftentimes when it affects one side of your body. Someone who says, both my hands feel weak, or both my legs feel weak, or I generally feel weak, you're not having a stroke. Stroke typically affects that one side of your body, affects your ability to articulate language or speak or understand words, and oftentimes it manifests in the face as well.
Yeah, and if there's one message I think that we want to hit home for people is that you can do something about it in the moment if you take care of it quickly enough, right? So you're encouraging people, don't wait.
Yeah, that's right. And
take care of it.
Diagnosing a stroke in 2019 is so important because in 2019 there are tremendous options for treatment of stroke, not just to prevent it. We want to prevent stroke. And if you have a stroke, we want to rehabilitate you and get you back the best we can. But when you're having a stroke, there are treatments, surgical treatments, that can be done to abort and sometimes even miraculously reverse the symptoms of a stroke. And that means you have to get to the hospital. You have to get to someone, to a team of physicians that can identify this and diagnose this and make the determination of what to do. It's not on you to decide whether or not you're having a stroke. It's just something where if you think there's a possibility of you're having a stroke, get to the hospital and let us decide for you, because like I said, time is brain, and you don't want to miss out on that opportunity.
That's right, and the treatment options just continue to grow. I mean, as we mentioned, this wasn't around, a little while ago even. Let's talk about the different treatment options.
Stroke was untreatable until, 15 years ago, where clot-busting medications came around. But in the last 5 years, there's been a revolution in stroke, an earth-shattering revolution, where we now have the ability to access the arteries of the body through the arteries of the groin and gain access to the arteries of the brain and go in and take that clot out, to remove that clot in real time in a matter of sometimes just minutes. And when you can do it safely and effectively like that, it allows us to treat people who before would be devastated and even pass away. And it all starts with knowing you have to come in when you're having these symptoms. You have to let the physicians decide whether you're having a stroke or not. We're happy to do it.
That's right. Such important information. People really have to become educated is the truth about this, because biggest risk factors, you said, is age, and we're all getting there. So
yeah, we all are. Some of us quicker than others.
Time, yeah.
But that's for certain, it's something that you can't avoid. And even those people drinking carrot juice in California have stroke. It's one of those things where age is something that catches up to all of us.
There it is, Doctor. Very important. Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Nice
Thank
to meet you. And if you'd like to learn more about the Carondelet Neurological Institute at St. Joseph's Hospital, visit carondelet.org or call 833-915-1577.
Many of us have seen before and afters on social media of people getting rid of those eye bags in just minutes. The transformations are incredible and really almost unbelievable. Today, we're talking about Plexaderm and how it works in a matter of minutes to reduce some of the key signs of aging. So if you have wrinkles or crow's feet or under eye bags, get ready to be amazed. Lifestyle expert Melinda McKinsey is joining us now with her secrets of Plexaderm. So great to have you here again.
Good to see you, Heather. So right off the bat, I like to say I am a Plexaderm user. I'm 58 years old, and the reason I like it is because I don't mind aging, but I want to look fresh for my age, and that's what Plexaderm does for me. So if you want to, we can jump right in. We've got a great video of Georgianne to show you exactly what Plexaderm can do.
That's my favorite. Take a look.
Great.
Okay. So here we go.
Right?
This is the time lapse, which I love. It's not just the before and after, but this shows how quickly it works.
Yeah, I really love these because you have to hold still for Plexaderm. You need those 10 minutes to let it set, but it's showing you how quickly it works as she keeps her face relaxed. What Plexaderm is doing is creating this invisible shield so you go around her eyes, around her jawline. It's really tightening up the skin and letting her skin look fresher, but she still looks like herself.
Right, and you have other before and after pictures here that are pretty dramatic.
These. Yes. So we can look at these all day long, but basically whether you have small problems or big problems, whatever your issue is, those under eye bags, the forehead lines, the creases, and guys like it too, anywhere you put just a little dab of Plexaderm on clean, dry skin, it's going to revitalize you, because what it does is it creates a beautiful invisible shield to get rid of all those issues that bother you.
And it's not plastic surgery, and people worry about that because they want to still look like themselves, just look refreshed.
Sure.
And that's exactly what you get, because you look exactly how you are normally.
Right.
Not pulled or tugged.
Exactly. And you're in charge. I think that's really important too. You get to decide what you look like. If you go to a doctor's office, you can tell them what you want, and then they decide what they're going to do to your face. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pop a little bit on my skin just to show you, right? So Plexaderm goes on clear. And if you look at the Plexaderm here, it just goes right directly on clean, dry skin. Once you start rubbing it in, here's what happens. You can't see it, goes on clear. No matter what your skin tone, type, or texture is like, you're just going to relax your skin for 10 minutes, and that's how it creates the beautiful shield. But I will tell you this, Heather, you're going to notice a difference in 2 to 3 minutes, and you're going to get excited and say, I'm done. The reason we want you to wait 10 minutes is so it will last up to 10 hours long.
Yeah, and it goes on clear like you said, and a little goes a long way, it looks like.
Yes, thank you for reminding me. A little dab will do you. I say that all day long because you really only need half of a pea size for it to do its job.
And the underbags, like you mentioned before, there was a man that we saw in the video.
Right.
And men don't like to talk about it a lot, but really they feel the same way that women do.
They really do, and it's the number one thing. And another issue people talk about are forehead lines. You know, they don't want to change their hairstyle to cover it up. I love that men love it too because it's very easy. A new exciting thing is the chin now. That's something that we're all working on. But like you said before, Heather, everybody still looks like themselves. I think that's really important. The fact that you're in control. Your skin still looks like your skin, so that means around the mouth, the forehead, around the eyes, the jawline, the neck. Anywhere where you have an issue, you only need half of a pea size and set for 10 minutes and let it do its job.
And the neck really shows age. Sometimes we forget about that and we put that last.
We do, because it's just a part of natural aging. And like I said, I don't mind aging. I don't mind that I'm 58 years old, but I like to look the best 58 that I can.
Right.
And that's what Plexaderm does for you, because like you said, your skin still looks like your skin.
Yes, and speaking of skin, we all put makeup on, but one of the best makeup artists in the industry raves about this. I just want to play that real quickly.
That's great.
Hi guys, my name is Sandy Marinese. I'm a professional hair and makeup artist, and one of the number one question that I always get in my chair is, can you make me look younger? So we had a few people that we applied it to, and some of them at first I was like, oh, I don't know if this is gonna work. And I was so impressed how fast, efficient, and how well it really worked. Now I could really say to people, yes, I can make you look younger.
That's coming from an expert. Everybody wants to look younger and more rested, and people are telling you this really has worked for them. And I want to listen to what they have to say, so you're getting a first-hand account of what they've seen.
Plexaderm was so easy to use. A little dab will do me. I looked in the mirror and I said, wow, I look like I'm back in college. There's no price for that. Plexaderm, you got a partner for life.
I could have 20 hours of sleep and people always say, oh, you look tired, which I'm 58, expect gravity to hit. So when I saw Plexaderm and I saw the advertisement, I definitely had reservations when I first came in to use the product. And looking in the mirror, I could definitely say it's a winner. And I think every woman in America would want to use it, whether they're young, and I've had bags from the time I was 28 years old to 58, and I'll wait till I'm 75 to get the whole facelift, but maybe with Plexaderm I won't need it.
Isn't that great?
Yes,
I mean,
it is.
really my favorite thing about Plexaderm is it's different for everyone, but you all look like yourself, you all look fresh. And for me, being 58 years old, the fun part was I still look like myself, but I look like a healthier version. And that's what really Plexaderm does for me.
And it gives you the confidence. I know a lot of family members say, no, don't get surgery. We love the way that you look right now. We don't see it, but we see it in ourselves.
Yes.
You have to feel good about yourself.
You're right.
And we all spend money on all the creams, but this is not like that.
No.
So I want to get to what we're offering some of our viewers today. Good to see you, Melinda, as always. We do have that special offer for our Morning Blend viewers today. You can get Plexaderm for 50% off with free shipping. You can order now by calling 1-800-948-0923, or you can go online to plexaderm.com. Don't go anywhere. The Morning Blend will be right back. Welcome back. Losing weight has never been easy until now. Here to tell us how you can achieve natural, safe, and sustainable weight loss, and even how to extend your life, is Dr. Sophie Jacob, along with one of her patients, Sarah Thompson. So it's so great to have all of you here. You have piqued our interest. So Dr. Jacob, let's start with you and the Ultra Slim technology. In combination with what you do, tell our viewers how this can transform their lives.
Well, absolutely. Well, first of all, let me say this for the first-time viewers. I'm a chiropractic physician for well over 2 decades, and I have been involved with weight loss most of my career, and I myself suffered from obesity as a child and later on in my adult life, so I understand what it's like. And the Ultra Slim I use in my office is the only technology that is FDA cleared for immediate fat removal, and let me repeat that, it's cleared by the FDA for immediate fat removal, and it is safe, it does not destroy your body, and it produces immediate results, and no exercise is required to be successful with it. We guarantee you lose 2 inches on your first session. I call this my fat melting machine. It's amazing. I tried it on myself and I lost 4 inches when I did that. So, and it's really great. This is all done while the patient lay down and relax. It's no pain, there's no downtime to the patient, and it's very soothing to them. And another added benefit is like they will have a cellular detoxing for a period of 72 hours after they've done a session. So it's very beneficial for them. And so while the Ultra Slim, so I don't know how many times patients have failed at diet and exercise, but with this technology, you'll have success today. And while the Ultra Slim safely removes fat and improves your body appearance, my program is designed to correct and restore your underlying problem with your metabolism, because diet have 90% failure rate in this country. So, and unless we address the 5 metabolic factors, your weight loss is always temporary. So, and those are, we work at toxins, we work with pH, hormone balancing, nutritional deficiency, insulin resistance, and food dependency and emotional eating. So because we are addressing all these components, we are seeing healthy, sustainable weight loss and so many more outcomes, like so much less pain and inflammation. Patients mentioned they have improved energy, improved sleep, better digestion, decrease in their mental fog. It's all about helping you regain your health and beauty from within. And now we do have a new test, it's called a Smart Pulse, that will help reveal the health of your heart and your arteries, and